All right, now today I am here again and obviously loving my new look. Anyway, that's just by the way. Yes, today I just wanted to ask you a question. Are there some assumptions in your life right now that you carry around thinking other people understand what you're doing or other people get what you want to say because you assume that they can read your mind? Um, I discovered that if you begin to reduce the assumptions that you have in your relationships with your husband or your wife, with your friends, with your siblings, your parents, your children, what happens is you make life easier for yourself because God made every one of us. He made us smart. But however, we're not able to read each other's minds. So because of that, each person has a responsibility to let your mind be known, to share your mind with other people. If there is something that is in your mind that you like them to know, it's very important that you share it with them. An example of this is I am blessed to have, to be the mother of two wonderful boys, and one of them 6.5 years old is at that age right now that he's learning to read and he's doing very well. He's catching up really fast on his reading, and I've been thinking of, lately I think I should begin to, bring him into some of the things that I do in the house so he can help me around the house. And the other day I had a conversation with him and I said to him, I need your help around here. I'd like you to, help me with the toys, help me with the laundry and all that. And he was like, sure, mommy, what do you want me to do? But this time I had that conversation because I wanted it to be serious, not just do this, do that. No, so I sat down and I said, why don't we start with your room? Why don't we label some of the, like, for example, in your cubby that you put your clothes, why don't we label that? And both of them now were very excited, got the papers. I didn't have stickers at home or anything, so we got plain papers and we got scissors, we got markers and the sellotape. Okay, so what I did was I cut them into pieces, and I had them label. If naturally for me, I would prefer to write it the way I'd like to, so that it looks neat and nice. However, it might not solve the problem. So I had him write out, the labels. So he labeled the socks, he labeled the underwears, he labels his, pants, and I would use his brother's hand. His brother is 3 years old. I use his brother's hand to write, the other ones, and at the same time, after we wrote all the things, I said, okay, you pick out the socks and label it to put it on. And I will ask his brother to do the same. And his brother is just starting to guess what the words are. So we label them and we put them on the cubbies. And I discovered that after that, things became unbelievably easy for me. Now tell him, go put on a short and a t-shirt, and he just goes and comes back, just like that. He knows where everything is. Now, it's not like we started organizing. This has always been organized, but because of the fact that it was labeled and it was obvious to him, now he's able to read it and he's able to just take whatever he wants. And I was like, how come I didn't do this all along? And I'm wondering, in my mind, the way I think is, I'm wondering, they know this, he knows where his underwears are. He knows where this is. And these are my assumptions. He knows that I like this. He knows that and it could be in a relationship. He knows that it's my birthday. He knows that, I like rice. He knows that I don't like to eat beans. He knows that, or she knows that, many of these things are just assumptions. The fact that they are real to you, the fact that they are very, very obvious to you, doesn't mean that it's obvious to another person. So I want you to, begin to look at some of the assumptions that you have in your mind and begin to make it open. Label it out for people. Let let them know, oh, I don't like to do this. I don't like, going out during the night. I don't like phone calls at this. I don't like, just say it out. Or I love it when you do this. Don't just assume that they know what you're doing. If you do that, you would actually realize that your life will be a lot easier than it is right now. I'm enjoying my son just picking up things by himself. The other day we were doing laundry and folding laundry, and I just said, you take this, and went into his room, arranged everything where it's supposed to be, and I was like, whoa, it's the same boy, but now because of the fact that I label things out, it's easier for him to work things out. So I want to, encourage you, try as much as possible to look in your life right now and see what are some assumptions that I can spell out for other people to see, and so that I don't have, there are even times you would be, I don't want to, like a friend calls you up and says, I'd like to go with you to, a movie. And in his mind, he's thinking I'm doing her a favor. In your mind, you don't like that kind of movie. Why don't you just spell it out and say, no, I really don't enjoy this kind of movies. Can we watch something else? And if it's fine with him, fine. If it's not fine with him, then you do something else the next time. So I just like to, it's very important that you spell things out. Don't just assume that people can read your mind because of your facial expression. And God that made you so you can tell, what's in your mind. He didn't create a way for people to read your mind. So you better start telling people what's on your mind. God bless you.